Hi, I'm Ali and welcome to my channel Creative Bobbin. If you haven't come across my tutorials before, if you have, then obviously welcome back. Now I'm assuming you've clicked on this video because you are somewhere on your dressmaking journey. You might be at the very beginning, you might be about to start, or you might have had a go. But hopefully my videos will help you to get to where you want to be. I cover block making, pattern cutting, dressmaking, sewing skills, all of those things. I don't cover how to thread a sewing machine or the basics of using a sewing machine and things like that. My channel is aimed at people who already have those basic sewing skills, but they want to get more into making their own designs, making their clothes fit properly and not having to rely on buying commercial patterns and having to adjust them. So I started this channel almost a year ago and I didn't really know where to start because there's so much to cover that where do you even begin? So I have started by making a range of videos which are block making, dressmaking skills, whole projects, all of those things. And now I've looked at all my videos and thought, well, if you were now new to the channel, where would you start? So this video is to kind of help you make some kind of plan of where to start based on where you're at the moment, how much you know, and how much you want to learn. So if you are completely new to dressmaking, you might already know how to use a sewing machine if you've done craft kind of things, but if there are skills that you feel like you need to learn before you do the basics, then my sewing skills videos are probably a good place to start. They just cover basics like putting in a zip, sewing darts, sewing different types of seams, hems, all of those things. They're all nice and short and to the point. I don't use a million words where one will do. So they're probably a good place to start, just to have a go with your sewing machine and just learn those absolute basics before you get on to making your patterns and making samples. So once you feel like you've got those skills, or if you already have them, then skip that bit. Then the next thing I think is to start making blocks. A lot of people are put off making blocks for making patterns because as soon as they hear that there's maths involved, they don't want to do it. There isn't really that much maths, and every little bit of maths that is included, I go through, I'll show you on a calculator how I've calculated it, and I don't just show you where to put the measurement and what to do, I explain why you're doing it. If you're adding in e's in a particular place, then I explain why you are doing that. If you are adding something and dividing it by 4 and all of these different calculations along the way, I will explain why you do it. When you're working with blocks, you have generally, if we're talking, let's say for example, a dress, you've got a front and a back, and it's half of that front and half of that back unless you're making something asymmetric. So quite often you'll divide something by 4 just because, for example, your bust or waist measurement, you're dividing it by 4 to get the half for the front and for the back. And that's kind of as complicated as the maths gets. Sometimes you've got to divide something by 5, maybe if you're doing a neck or something like that, but it is as simple as just dividing that number by 5. So don't be put off by doing the maths, get your blocks drafted up, and you don't have to do them again. Unless you change size, you can make so many patterns from it and you know they're going to fit every time, which is absolutely brilliant. You can concentrate on the fun bit and the design without having to worry about taking your measurements every time and basically reinventing the wheel every time you make a pattern. That is the downside of commercial patterns. You buy them, you use the standard sizes, and you have to fit them every time. You don't have to with this method. So the first thing you need to do is take your measurements. So I have put this video together. I'm going to include links in all the videos I refer to along the way. So just look in the description below and all the links will be there, or you can head over to creativebobbin.com where you can see all my videos and also other resources that I refer to in the videos and various other things along the way that I think are things that people might want to know about. You can have a look at my blog and there's various topics there too. So back to taking measurements. I've done this video which shows the 25 kind of most common used measurements in dressmaking. There are other measurements you'll come across from time to time, but these are the basics. So it's worth watching this video and just taking all your measurements and writing them down, and then when you come to drafting any blocks, you don't have to go through all the measurements. I do detail how to do the measurements for each video at the beginning, but it's great if you've already got them written down, you can skip that bit and get straight on with the block drafting. So once you've got your measurements, you can get started making blocks. I would suggest watching a few of my block videos just to get an idea of what it actually entails. If you've never done it before, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's just a basic block that is drafted to your measurements and it will fit you perfectly. It's not an attractive garment to put on, but it's a starting block for making everything. So for example, this dress I've got on was from my semi-fitted bodice block. You'll see the video, it's I think the last one I did before this video, and you'll see that I had to hardly do any changes. I adjusted the neckline, I moved the dart, and I really did very little else. I didn't have to worry about taking measurements and making sure things fit. It's a really great way to work. So I would, as I said, suggest just watching a few of the block drafting videos from beginning to end just to get your head around how it works, and then have a go at drafting a block yourself. So I think back to when I was at college, what did I make first? What was the easiest step to start with? And it was a basic skirt. The skirt block only requires a few measurements. It's fairly quick to draft. It's definitely the easiest to fit, and you can adapt skirt patterns from it really, really quickly. I made a couple of videos that just give you a bit of an insight into how to use your self-drafted patterns, because what I realised was you can make your patterns, but you don't really know what to do with them when you're first starting. And I was having a few comments just asking the most basic things about patterns, like seam allowances, stuff like that. So there's a couple of videos here which just give you a bit of an overview of how to write on your patterns, what different symbols mean. I always think just write what makes sense to you. Don't worry about learning all the kind of official terminology, all of that stuff, because unless you're making them for someone else, it doesn't matter. Just write what makes sense to you. But these videos kind of cover how to add a seam allowance, how to cut things out, stuff like that, the straight of grain, all just those kind of basics. And I've also got this video here which shows you how to do basic adjustments. So when you draft your blocks, hopefully it will fit really well when you first put it on. But if there's little bits that need tweaking, you don't need to start again. You can adjust your patterns. And this video also helps when making any of the projects, because it shows you just how to do basic adjustments like adjusting necklines, if there's a bit of gaping, how to balance all of that out. So these videos are a great place to start as well before you actually start making something. And when it comes to making something, the skirt is probably the easiest for fitting and making as well, because you don't have to worry about so many curves. You haven't got armholes and things like that and sleeves to worry about. The skirt is definitely the more easy thing to start with. So I would suggest starting with drafting a skirt block from this video here, and then moving on to just making a basic skirt. You can make this skirt out of anything. I will be adding more skirt videos as well. I haven't done many yet, but my list of videos I need to make is getting longer and longer, and I can't keep up with how quickly I'm thinking of the ideas and getting suggestions. So that's my suggestion, is that you start with that, make a basic skirt. You'll learn how to draft the block, which, as I said, is the easiest one I think to do. And then the basic skirt making video covers quite a few different things like waistband, concealed zip, hems, all of those things. So that's your first garment out of the way. You've had a go, you've done your block, you've made something. If you've never made anything before, I would say you'll feel such a sense of accomplishment for making something like this. I know when I made my first skirt from scratch, I was so happy. I'd made things from commercial patterns, but I could never find the designs I liked. When I was a teenager, I wanted to wear things that were really cool, and I didn't have the pocket money to do that. So when I learned how to make things, I was so happy. I could wear clothes that I was seeing in all the glossy magazines, and it was costing me hardly anything, and it was amazing to go from wearing things that I didn't love, but it's just what I had and what I could afford, to having exactly what I wanted. I felt like I could just see something, I could learn how to make it, and I could make exactly what I wanted, and that's what I've been doing ever since. If, like me, you love clothes but you don't have the money to go and spend an absolute fortune on things in really amazing shops, this is where getting exactly what you want and getting it to fit perfectly. You definitely don't need to go out and buy loads of equipment. It is so unnecessary. You just need the absolute basics. I've done a video showing you exactly what you need, which is very little. You can get the cheapest sewing machine you can get. I'd always recommend doing that rather than hand sewing because it would take you forever if not. But my first clothes, including the first wedding dress I actually made for a bride, was made on a really, really cheap basic sewing machine. I learned on my mum's old Singer sewing machine from the 1960s. I mean, this was in the 80s, so it wasn't as old as it sounds now, but it was still an old machine, and I learned how to do all those basics on that. You don't need a computerized machine that does all these fancy things. You just need something really basic. So go and get yourself a second-hand decent sewing machine, or just go and buy the cheapest one you can find in your shop. That's all you need. If you're looking for that first sewing machine, then a straight stitch, a zigzag comes in handy if you haven't got an overlocker, and a buttonhole if you want to do those kind of things. That's all you need. You don't need any of the fancy stuff at all. You certainly don't need something that's computerized. I certainly wouldn't waste any time making things that you're not gonna wear. I could give you a list of videos and say work through, do this one first, do this one next, but actually if it's something that you're not gonna wear, there's absolutely no point. But if you wanted a good variety, I would suggest making a semi-fitted bodice block for making a dress like this, or you can do a sleeveless version if you want a basic shift, and then working onto a fitted bodice block, which you'll use for more fitted dresses. And you can do all sorts of changes to these. It's darted at the waist, it's darted at the bust to shoulder point, which you can move that dart around. There's loads you can do with moving darts, doing princess seams, and I've got videos covering all of these kind of techniques. If there's a technique that you want, if you think, for example, you want to move your dart to a certain position, and I don't have a video showing exactly that, then have a look through my project videos and have a look at the little black and white drawings, because you might see exactly what you're looking for on one of those. Eventually, I want to cover everything, but I just can't get the videos done quick enough. So just have a look through those, and you might see an element of one of the videos which just shows you exactly what you want. And this is the great thing. Once you learn all those basic skills, all the different ways of moving darts and moving seams, adding ease and fullness, all of that, then you really can come up with an idea of what you want, and you can interpret that from your basic block to make exactly what you want to make. So I would have a go at doing some kind of bodice next, and then trousers. Although the block isn't that difficult to draw up, they are probably slightly harder to fit than a bodice, so trousers would be the place to go next. Now I only have a couple of trouser videos at the moment, but I will be adding more of these. And then once you've learned those kind of skills, then I do have more complicated things you can make, like the shirt dress, which is not so complicated in terms of fit, but it's got a little bit more detail with making the collar, the button stand, and all of those things. And then probably the more trickier ones that I've done are the jeans and the coat. So I definitely wouldn't start with those. It's going to be a little bit too much to take in when you're first starting, but it's definitely something to build towards. And if you look at all these videos, when I'm doing something, I always try to give alternatives as well. So if you're looking at, for example, my coat video, it's got a bit of a retro detail of this circular pocket. Well, not everyone is going to want that circular pocket that I really like. But I made sure that I did a video just before doing that one of how to do a more standard pocket, so you can easily watch that coat video and you can take the other pocket video and just change that detail. So that's the kind of thing that you can do as well. And then again, in my jeans video, I show you how to do it with a traditional pocket design, all of those things on the jeans, but there's nothing stopping you just taking that same technique, and instead of doing a rounded pocket like on the jeans, you could do a different shape pocket. All of those things you can change. The design can be whatever you want it to be. It's learning the technique of making that pattern and adapting it, and then how to sew it up that's the important thing. Once you know that, you can adapt them to whatever design you like. So hopefully you have found this new hobby that you want to do, or that you've already started, and you've got a head full of ideas of things you want to make. Have a look at my videos. Hopefully there are ones there that will help you to make those ideas, and if there aren't, then please get in touch. Either comment on this or any of my other videos, or you can email me or contact me through Facebook or Instagram and give me suggestions of things that you would love to see me make. As I've already said, I do have a long list because I've had a lot of suggestions and I'm trying to work my way through them, and I'm doing it as quick as I can. But the only way of knowing what people want to see is by people telling me. So do please get in touch. I always, even if it takes me a little while, I do get back to every comment I get. Sometimes I don't get notifications, so I miss them, so it might be a little while, but I do try and get back to them as quick as I possibly can. So I hope you feel really excited about this new hobby. You should be, because you are going to have a fabulous new wardrobe. You're going to have a really fun new hobby. There is so much to learn. It's endless, the amount of things you can learn doing this. And the great thing about learning on YouTube this way, rather than going and doing a course, is that you can learn it all at your own pace. You can skip the bits that aren't relevant to you, that you don't want to learn. You can speed bits up if you've done those quickly, or you can just go back again and again and again, going through the bits that you really, really want to perfect. So I really hope you enjoy my channel, and make sure you subscribe, as I do upload new tutorials every single week.